Right, good morning folks from London for the London review, London opening. Pretty dull day in store I think we have again today. Just a quick sound check, make sure we're coming through. Hi MJ, good stuff. So dollar continues. Hey Tropical, we'll look at your dollar CAD later. I think I'm agreeing with you there. Yeah, a dollar's grinding lower, you know, and of course we've broken through without much resistance support at all on the downside. The support zone we had in it, I mean, it just hasn't even touched the sides. Normally you expect something like that to bounce, but really we haven't. It just has acted as no support whatsoever, and in reality it was a level I thought was going to be a good support level in the index. Hi Big Dave. Hi Fruity. You know, being the base of this ascent, you know, it really could have you know, could have come off there a few times, as we saw with this, you know, with the Trump candle. We supported for a while, supported the base again for a while, but here it's just gone straight through, and of course targeting now the downside of 93, not far off there. In fact, you know, coming into FOMC, it could possibly test it. Now, FOMC, not expecting any moves in rates, of course, tomorrow, which is the general consensus. But obviously they'll be looking at the potential for balance sheet reduction, if they're going to start moving that now, or they're going to wait for later on in the year, autumn, something like that. So yes, I'm not expecting too much fireworks. I think the markets are sort of sitting on the hands, but quite frankly, I think it's almost a going to be a bit of a non-event. So you know, it's going to be you know, something that obviously we have to pay attention to, but I'm not going to get too excited about it myself. But at the moment, yeah, dollar's grinding lower, and you know, the way I'm playing it at the moment is continue to play dollar to the downside. I am a little bit nervous about the dollar weakness, to be honest, because it's one of these situations. We had it a while back, you know, where when everyone gets so sort of, you know, when everyone's getting so short the yen, we, you know, yeah, when you have these sort of scenarios where the market is so looking at shorting dollar, getting itself so short that you can have some snapbacks. I'm definitely mindful of that. You know, I think longer term, sure, but we've had a big move. You know, and there's reasons for that, of course. Soft data, Trump, and his inability to get the agenda through, and so forth. So there's definitely reasons for it. But at some point, the market's going to sort of think, well, hang on, you know, we are still moving rates there. They have been moving. You know, other central banks are, you know, apart from Canada, have not moved yet. So, you know, don't be thinking this game's easy and we just sell the dollar and go away, because I don't think that is necessarily the case. So it could have your snapbacks. Now, what I've done today, just this morning, just a small trade this morning. I am pretty much where we are here at the moment. I'm short dollar yen. Actually, I'm short a little bit higher above, but nothing too. It's about pretty much where we are really. This is my level from yesterday, so I want to see a pullback into the 1150 area for decent short potential. Okay, so I think you could possibly have a pullback. What I have done, I did take a short entry from a 50% pullback from the lows of yesterday up to the highs of the Asian session. A 50% pullback got me in a short at 11.05. So it's a shorter, it's a more aggressive entry, but it's a tight one. I think there's a possibility we could have a pullback, which is why I haven't put the trade idea out. I mean, and also remember, you know, someone who's commenting in the room, I trade multiple times in the week, sometimes, you know, sometimes less. But I mean, but I'm not posting trade ideas every time I post a trade idea. You wouldn't want them anyway. You know, I have my fair share of losers, but you know, I don't play it as a, you know, I don't play myself as the person to be able to predict, you know, with you know, huge accuracy. No trades, but what I do know is that when I do make winners, they're bigger than my losers, and I have you know, an edge on my trading. So that's why I don't post every trade idea. I mean, you come in a couple of hours and you see a trade idea, you do it, and then you go away. So I've got an alert coming at me. Anyway, so I'm short dollar yen at 11. Let me turn that down. I'm short dollar yen at 11, basically here, with a 30 pip stop, a 50 pip take profit target, 55 pip take profit target on here. No, it's 50 pips take profit target. I'm in at, hang on, excuse me. My take profit target is at 55, which is a 50 pip take profit target with a 30 pip stop. So it's a better risk reward ratio. The bias is with me to the downside. And the yen is catching a bit of interest on the buy side as well. So if you look at stock markets are, we've had a wobble. This is a wobble. This is all you can call it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 days now of, or 3 days of lower highs. So this is only a wobble. It's not a significant move in terms of, it's only 150 points in 3 days. It's not a big move. But it's certainly a wobble. It's allowing the yen to have some breathing space to the upside. Also reading something today about Abe, the Japanese Prime Minister, possibly under a bit of pressure. If he was to go, then that could see a bit of an end to the dollar CAD trade idea coming up on my watch. We'll have a look at that in a second. So there's a possibility of if he was to go, then that might sort of mean a bit of an end to the negative low state policy that they've got there, low interest rates. It could possibly. That's what I was reading today. I mean, I don't know if that's something that's short-term view. It's a more of a long-term view, but interesting enough. So while stocks are having the wobble, I'm quite happy to continue shorting dollar yen. You might see yen dollar have a bit of a recovery, but the yen's going to hopefully work for us on that trade. Right, as I was speaking, my watch was shouting at me that there's a trade idea in dollar CAD. So let's have a look at dollar CAD. This is taking me off track. Dollar CAD. Where are we at? Okay, yeah. So we're coming into this is my sell zone for me. Okay, so the dollar's just put on a bit of a bid. That's basically what that is. Dollar's catching a bid. We haven't seen anything, have we? Okay, so here we are. We're coming into, this was the what I'd penciled in. So this is the support zone from yesterday before we broke lower, and we've just basically came into a 50% pullback at 125. 10. I am on this. I'm short my dollar yen, so I'm just going to leave this one at the moment. If you're not short dollar yen, this is a pullback. I mean, if you want to be really conservative, then you can wait for a pullback into the 125.30. In the in fact, this is the idea we had from yesterday. 125.42 is the more of a conservative entry for dollar CAD. This is most probably. I mean, it's just traded through it now. It was an alert, but it wasn't really a solid trade idea. So, but it is pushing that way, looking to continue dollar weakness against the Canadian dollar. Oil price is still bid. Canada are moving their rates. I still think this is as a good bias to the downside. So I'm no problems trading dollar CAD as one of my preferred currency pairs at the moment to trade. We made some good money last week on dollar CAD as well, but this is a possible entry. More conservative if you want to wait another 20 pips to the upside at 125.30 for a continuation. But keep an eye on it. Bear with me a second. Okay, so I mean, I have actually just taken a very small position in shorting dollar CAD on my on an account. Okay, it's half of my usual lot size, so it's basically and well, 0.25% risk on that account in shorting dollar CAD. So I'm now short dollar CAD and dollar yen, and that is my dollar exposure on that account maximised up. So I'll just let that one let those play out. I haven't put my stop losses in at the moment. I've also had a limit order in there as well at my other limit order, so I need to take that out. Excuse me a second. This is a bit of my own stuff going on first. Well, that's clever. I deleted my that's clever. I closed that open position I've just taken out. It cost me the spread. Not very much. Reopened. Right. Okay. So so dollar CAD. Yeah, looking for that. But if you want to be more conservative, certainly looking at 125.30 as the next level. My stops are above here at 125.70. So quite a decent size stop on it. We'll let that one plan out. So I haven't put my take profit target in there yet. I won't put a trade idea out on this one. I'll put a trade idea out on if we get back up to the 125.30 area, because I think that's a much more conservative entry, and I'll be more confident doing that. But I've just had a go myself. Okay, right. Let's have a look at back on track. Euro dollar. So this is obviously this little candle here coming in is the dollar strength. Have I missed anything on news-wise? Why the dollar's just put on a bid? It's getting stronger against all the currencies at the moment. In the last 10 minutes since I've come on, just catching himself a bid. You'll see that sort of whizzing around the screen here. Yeah, so this is the green dollar on the 60-minute. Something's possibly happened. Maybe a big order from somewhere. Let's just have a look if I see something else. Any reason why we've had a big spurt on dollar? Then I can find out. It'd be interesting to know if anything's gone on. So euro dollar coming into 116.35. I've got blued in here as a buy zone for me. Okay, with a 30 pip stop below the consolidation zone to the left of the chart. Looking there for support for continuation into the magnetic 117 handle. So I'm still no news out that I can see. So yeah, doing what it's going to do. This is the next support level. We're only 15 pips away from here at the moment. You know I'm not going to be taking this trade because I've got my dollar exposure. But certainly the if you only trade the euro against the US dollar, which I know some of you only do, then of course this could be an entry for you as well. Pound dollar, which, as we said, coming into resistance yet from yesterday, 130.50. Now I wasn't going to buy ahead of here, although as I said to you yesterday, my bias is still hi Big River. My bias is still to the to the upside. However, this resistance level I think was there seems to be a lot of supply here. I want to see us break through the 130.50 level first to be established in the upside. I think this is a key level. So, I'm not going to be buying. Well, I'm not going to be buying anyway because of my dollar exposure. But even if I hadn't had that dollar exposure, I still think if you are looking to get long cable, then you need to see a sustained break above that level, possibly come back and retest that level before it takes off back up to 131, 132 handle. So so pound dollar resisting there. I mean, if you're looking to take advantage of the dollar bounce that you're seeing at this moment in the last hour or so, selling down here, you could see us test as a counter trend, or if you call it a counter trend, maybe not, but you could see us roll back to 130 handle if the dollar continues to push today in the next hour or so. So you might get 30 pips to the upside with a risk reward above this level. So I mean, you've got a 30 pip stop above this key resistance level, possibly come back down to test the 130. I think the risk reward basis, if you're thinking the dollar is going to continue, then that's possibly the way to trade it. Good resistance there. So pound dollar, possible sell zone, certainly makes sense on a risk reward basis. Aussie dollar, not doing a great deal. Aussie has some data out, important data out tomorrow. Obviously from last week you had the hawkish comment from RBA, then you had the Deputy Governor DeBell talking about that we misunderstood it, and of course we shouldn't get too excited about any hawkish statements from the RBA that they're not going to be moving rates anytime soon. We're not just going to be moving rates because of the global central banks are moving rates. Try to put a brakes on it. CPI is out tomorrow, and then of course Governor Lowe is speaking tomorrow as well. So that could be, and I think it's very unlikely that Lowe is going to talk anything differently than DeBell did from last week. Clearly they sort of collude. They collude before they make these announcements. So I think there will be he'll be trying to talk down the Aussie dollar tomorrow, certainly. But of course CPI comes out just beforehand. So that obviously is more important. Yeah, so keep an eye on that. But at the moment, certainly wouldn't want to be touching this. This is just in consolidation zone at the moment. Of course, dollar weakness, Aussie strength, bias would be to the upside, but I won't be touching that one at the moment. Right, let's have a look at New Zealand US dollar. Someone's private messaging me. You don't need to private message. It's not a, I won't mention your name, but you can always pop that in the public chat as well, because it's for all to see, and the more input we have in the public chat, the more flowing it is. But we'll have a look at New Zealand US dollar as well. New Zealand US dollar. Where is he? Oh, of course, it's on the majors, of course, isn't it? Sorry about this. It was there a second ago. I was looking at it a moment ago. Now I understand. I think Steady Capture is buying New Zealand US dollar, and when I was looking at it earlier, it seemed to make sense to me. What he was up to there. Let's have a look here. Okay, so New Zealand US. All these lines on from last time. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think it's a right trade. It's certainly got the bias behind it. This, if you look at this is a very bullish candle formation here. So you've had the if you follow candlestick patterns, you know, I don't necessarily trade off them myself, but I'm certainly aware of them. So if you see the you know, this hammer candle followed by this doji and then a movement to the upside. So I think you know, this. Oh, is he? No, he's not New Zealand. I think he's New Zealand Aussie. Is he? New Zealand CAD he is. Okay, fine. It's the same picture as a CAD actually. New Zealand US dollar, bias to the upside. And so this bullish candle formation, bit of a pullback now. Didn't quite take out yesterday's highs, but it's a decent sized pullback into consolidation. So if you are trading New Zealand US dollar and you want to trade US dollar weakness, remember weakness, this is just pullback, just is the US dollar split that we've seen in the last 25 minutes or so since I've come on stream. This you know, and so far I've yet to see any reasons why the dollar has just had a bit of a, must have been a big order somewhere. But yeah, I mean this makes sense. This is this is a bullish little formation. It didn't take out the lows of the ascent to the upside. You know, pure price action. I'd look to buy this. I'd look to buy this with you know, you got to, let's have a look for the 4 hour for. Yeah, I mean this is your zone. This is your breakout zone. I think you've got targets up to 75. Yep. So I'll look to, you know, 70 pips to the upside. If you know where your target is, you look for your stop loss. You know, 40 pip stop loss, 80 pip take profit target. Makes for a good risk reward trade to the upside. So I think that's the bias on there. So steady capture was, what was he doing? He was a New Zealand CAD, yeah. New Zealand CAD. Yeah, so this is what I was looking at. The same sort of formation here. You have this bullish candle, this bullish hammer candle, and we are pushing up now. Obviously, coming into that 200 moving average from consolidation, lower lows. I mean, you're obviously fighting this to a certain extent, but I'm not. He's a shrewd cookie, so. Big hammer candle on the 4 hour. This hammer didn't take out that low, recent lows. So yeah, I mean, see where he's coming from on that. So if you're with that one, good luck. I mean, it wouldn't fit into my trade plan, to be honest, but that's, you know, but you know, we've got different styles. You know, this is my. This would be my concern on this trade. You know, this is the 4 hour, and it's had a good solid move to the downside. This is a pullback. So yeah, I see where he's coming from. He's only in it for 10, 15, 20 pips maybe. So I see where you're coming from, but my bias would be to the short side on that one if I was trading New Zealand CAD. But no harm in that. Let's have a look at pound yen. Looks a bit like the New Zealand CAD, doesn't it? Actually. Now this is, as I said in the chat, 74.75 is my question for the room. Does anyone know MT4 better than me? I'm sure most of you do. I'm not an MT4 expert. Putting trade alerts in. I used to, for some reason that seems to have stopped. I put in about 3 or 4 alerts earlier, and now it's just all stopped for me. Are you only, is there a maximum amount of trade alerts you can do, or why can I not put trade alerts in anymore? No, I can on my I can on my other MT4 platform, I just can't on this one. If anyone can help me on that, that'd be great. Go to settings. Yeah, it's been enabled. I've been putting them in all morning. I've been putting them all in, putting them on all morning, and for some reason it's just all stopped. So maybe I put in too many. I put in about 4. Or clear the older ones. Yeah. Well, the CAD one just took out. I'll play with that. Well, thanks anyway. Thought it was just maybe a glitch. Anyway, pound yen coming into sell zone for me, which is the high from yesterday. The rollover, 50% pullback, comes in at 144.75. Looking left, it is the support from Wednesday. So the base of this ascent, or descent I should say, before we rolled over. So I think this is the level, 144.75. I know Morphs, you're looking to take this higher, and there's no harm in that. My order certainly wouldn't interfere with that. Pound yen playing that to the downside. What are we looking at now? Pound CAD. Pound CAD, I quite like Pound CAD actually. That was a trade I was looking at earlier as well. Which is here. Okay, this is sort of like, you know, getting escaping a little bit of press, if you like. Good solid move to the downside. And okay, lower lows, and coming back into previous support, now resistance. I'm thinking this is shaping up to be a decent trade. 80 on the 1 hour is 13 pips. Been up really at a bit higher than that, around sort of like 25 pips. So it's quite volatile. 25 pips. So yeah, it's quite a, you need to be sure on this one. 40 pip stop, 60 pip TP, pound yen. So we'll have a look at that one. Now I've got Dom, who works with us here at Forex Signals. He's due here any minute now. We're going to do we're going to do some videos. I'm looking at doing expectancy today, so we're going to be talking about that in a minute. So I'm going to jump off the stream. Should be back later. I haven't had a chance to watch Nick's stream yet from last night, from a few hours ago, 6 hours ago or so. So that will be available for all to watch. As you know, if you go to this part of the site, I know there's quite a few newbies in the room, so welcome. If you go to the catch up, you can toggle between past streams and upcoming streams. Okay, so if you toggle here, you'll see why is a trade copier industry dying, a live stream recording. You can watch that now by clicking all there. From reading the chat, it seemed to be like quite a well received stream, so that worked out well. Right, folks, I'm going to leave it there. It is got the hallmarks today of a pretty quiet day. Of course, as we come into the summer, you're going to get days like this. There's no real there's no real massive data out today that's gonna necessarily move markets. Of course, markets could be sitting on their hands ahead of FOMC tomorrow, and we'll be looking obviously for the balance sheet thing. There's a feel in the market that the balance sheet reduction rhetoric will start. Maybe that's why the dollar's having a bit of a bid, but I think the general consensus is that was going to be delayed to the autumn. Right, folks, I'll be back on later in the day. Trade safe, and we will speak to you soon.